Howdy folks, welcome back to Duke Fraser Productions. In today's video, we're going to take Uberti's Remington new model Army out to the range and do some general accuracy testing with it. Stay tuned. Alright folks, well, if you remember a while ago, we did accuracy tests with the new model Army using the Johnson & Dow bullets at about 15 yards, and we didn't get really the best results, but they weren't too terrible bad. Now, we did just recently take it out and try it with a round ball, because I hadn't done that yet. And I found that with round ball, it was doing just about the same as it was doing with the Johnson & Dows. It was just kind of throwing them all over and not really grouping them all that well. Now, just for comparison's sake, we did test it at 10 yards, and it's amazing what the difference of 5 yards would make with a cap and ball revolver. So without further ado, let's get out and let's do the shooting part. Alright folks, so we're loaded up here with the 58 Remington, the Uberti model, and we're going to test the accuracy on it here at 15 yards with a 4.54 round ball and a 30 grain charge of 3F Go X black powder. See if I can get my earplug to stay in here. Come on. I think I pulled that last one. That is not very good accuracy at all. They are really strung out there. In fact, I had better results with the Johnson & Dow 44s. Bump the target camera, got a little bit off there. But yeah, the Johnson & Dows, if I remember right, were a little bit better than that. But 30 grains is a fairly hefty charge for these 44s. It'd be about the max I don't want to put through them. But what we'll do here is I'll reload this and get the assistant cameraman to swap targets for me. And I'll knock the charge down to 25 grains and see if we do any better. Alright, so we're loaded back up again. This time we're at 25 grains Go X, same ball, wad, same cap. And we covered up the shots from the first time around, so we'll see if this reduced powder charge does a little bit better with this gun. Way off to the left. not much difference. The group is to the left. It might have tightened up a little bit, but it's not exactly what I'd call good. It's better than what it was with the with the 30 grain charge, but it's not on par compared to my Colt guns. That's for sure. Alright, so I decided to try one more thing out here before we call it a day. I moved the target stand up to 10 yards. The reason I was doing that is as I was tearing things down, my mind started thinking about things. I remembered reading in a book on John Singleton Mosby that they talk about Mosby's raiders would not engage a target further than 10 yards, which is about 30 feet. So, with that in mind, I decided, well, we'll do a 10-yard shot here and see if this thing's any better. Maybe those guys were onto something. That's why they would get so close before they shot. So let's take a few shots and see how it does this time. I think those guys were onto something. That is a really good group. Now I forgot to mention, but the powder charge I used on this one was the 25 grain charge that we used on the last 15-yard test. That did really, really good. It's amazing what 5 yards difference makes in these handguns. Because that group there is probably 2 inches, 2.5 maybe. That's just a rough guesstimate. I haven't gone down to look at it yet. So, kind of impressed. Alright folks, as you can see, 10 yards it does well, 15 yards it opens up, and beyond that I imagine you couldn't really get a very decent group out of it. However, they're still fun to shoot, and they're more of a close range gun anyway. But if you've liked what you've seen on the channel thus far, be sure to hit that subscribe button down there below. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Patreon. You can find links to those pages down there below in the description box. Be sure to stay tuned and keep your powder dry.